This journey has my heart pumping.
I think that's me. Yes, sir. Subscribe. Oh. Gotta leave the card in for light. Okay, cool. What is up, fam? To the beat, to the A, to the yes, I see Poland outside my window. Guys, I'm in Krakow, Poland. We're about a mile from Auschwitz-Birkenau, which is insane, guys. Let me tell you something here. So, a few months ago, I started a book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And he was a Jew that went through the concentration camps, specifically Auschwitz, Birkenau, which is an hour from here, and we'll be visiting tomorrow. Just insane that I happened to be reading this book at the time I was invited on this trip. It's nothing short of God wanting to do something with me through that. I have no idea what it is. I'm here to figure it out. I asked them, you know, why was I invited on this trip? They said, this is non-transactional. We want nothing from you. If you're on this trip, it's because God wants you on this trip. And we're going to figure out why while we're on this trip. So, I'm excited. Alright guys, so this is everybody who's going on the trip with us.
My name is Nate Buzz. I love Shacks and Israel. Israel is
It's not his real accent. He's making fun of Nate.
No. Well, that was British. Hold on.
It's messed up, bro.
No. The goal of my trip is to have a somewhat decent Australian accent. Okay.
Come on. So this is Raj. He's over Israel Collective.
Yes.
Thanks, dude, for inviting me on the trip.
Dude, love you, bro. And Nia, thank you for letting me borrow your husband again for like the second time in like 3 months.
I think she would thank you for borrowing me. Candace looks busy right now, so I'll introduce her in a second.
So he's a YouTube star.
So this is Tony. He is with Kupai.
I am.
Christians United for Israel.
Correct.
And his title?
Director of Events.
Director of Events.
Anything that we do, whether it be international or domestic, goes through my office, so that's why I'm here.
Nice. So you're like a hyper-organized guy.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, thanks for inviting.
No, thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to us.
So this is Shari.
Hi.
She is with the Jewish Agency for Israel.
Christians United for Israel.
Oh shoot.
It's okay.
So this is Shari with Christians United for Israel as well.
I'm the co-executive director.
Co-executive director. She's up there at the top. She's right with
Diana
the pastor.
Hagee and Pastor Hagee.
Pastor Hagee. Thanks for inviting me on the trip. She had the final say on who was going on this trip.
We are incredibly blessed to have you.
I'm incredibly blessed with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this over here does not really need an introduction. This is Nate Broslick. I'm sorry, Daniela and Nate, what was it? Your last name? You guys probably know who he is. He's super famous.
It's all topsy-turvy over here, darling. I got to say, it's good to be seen.
Yes,
he's already made that very clear.
Daniel's very famous.
No, but by association.
Yeah.
So Daniela is with the Jewish Agency for Israel, right? What's your title in that?
Vice President, Israel and Global Philanthropy and Director of Christian Friends.
Whoa, nice.
I'm just an actor.
Nate, what's your title?
Yeah, I'm just an actor.
Just an actor and what?
I'm a Christian. I go to this new church no business card here.
And super pro-Israel.
Yes.
Check out his Instagram. It's like amazing. He's got some incredible stuff.
Where you guys go to church in?
Dude, thanks for having me here. Such an honor.
Yeah, thank you.
You're the one who got me here, right?
Yeah, well I let you borrow the battery so you could actually do this recording. So.
Candace, are you done yet so I can introduce you?
Okay. C-A-N-D-A-C-E-D-A-Y-N-E. Would you just stop
I'm trying to
vlogging
introduce
for
you.
5 seconds? Sam!
I'm trying to introduce you. Alright guys, you know who Candace Payne is. She was on the Israel trip with us.
Oh, thank you so much. What is this?
That's not fair.
Like, Poland, they just grab bags.
Candace, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Besides the Chewbacca mom.
Oh, I'm such a happy Chewbacca!
Besides that.
I am hilarious.
Okay.
I am very, very beautiful. I'm ravishing, gorgeous.
Ravishing.
I'm such a sweetheart.
She exudes joy. Everywhere she goes, I just love.
It seeps out of me.
It really does.
It's on my shirt today.
Oh yeah. And if you just like rub up against her, you get a little bit.
Just get some more.
What's up, Ziggy?
Sam.
It's not cold out here.
Samuel, right?
Great. Samuel.
Samuel. Yeah, I like very much Samuel Jackson.
This is Ziggy. He's our tour guide. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Respect.
So I think I'll go get to know my surroundings a little bit. But first, I think I'll polish my shoes. Oh man, they misspelled enroll. Dang it. Oh. Uh-oh, got caught in a storm. Oh, sorry. We are staying in a really pretty area. I definitely got to do more exploring, but got rained out, so I am gonna head back in the room. Maybe do some editing, chilling till dinner time. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow in the same vlog. I'll probably do 2 in 1, so I'll see you in a minute.
So what, Raj? So the first time I came here, this was actually kind of confusing. This is Auschwitz, but this is not Auschwitz-Birkenau, which we'll go to later.
So welcome to Auschwitz, guys. It's going to be some heavy material here in a minute. This is Raj.
Not an extermination camp. Jewish and non-Jewish prisoners are treated differently, and this is this anti-Semitic component of the ideology. For example, we do not think, according to our research, that any of the Jewish prisoners survived. The orchestra played here at the entrance because in the morning thousands of prisoners are going out to work. In the evening, the same number of prisoners returns. Those people who couldn't walk, they are held by other prisoners, and the orchestra sets a rhythm because if those columns of prisoners march in the same pace, counting was easier. There are testimonies from especially coming back to the camp when these people cannot follow the rhythm, when these people carry corpses of people who are dying, and they're beaten more because they cannot do it. So here is music used as an element of dehumanization. And again, I know survivors, and I met survivors who, when they heard similar march music being played, something clicked in their heads, and this reminds them of all the scenes that they witnessed.
I think what's really interesting about this kind of famous entrance that you can see, Arbeit macht frei, which is in German, which means work will set you free. And what always
work will set you free. It's a big lie.
And here you can see the numbers of Jews, but coming from many different countries, starting from those low number like Norwegian Jews or Italian Jews, ending on those big numbers of Greek, Dutch, French, and finally Polish and Hungarian Jews. And 75% of them approximately were murdered immediately after the selection, which means we're talking about some 6,000 people were murdered every single day during this 8 weeks of operation of deportation of Hungarians.
I just witnessed the hardest thing I've ever had to see when it comes to the Holocaust. It was piles and piles of human hair. And when I say piles, those piles were taller than myself, running across the room, probably about 60 feet long.
Jews who were deported to Auschwitz were promised new life, and they were promised resettlement. They would take their kitchenware items with them. And here you can see some 13,000 items, only 13,000 items here. But this is a very powerful sign of hope that they were given, and hope which became a weapon in the reality of the extermination. But we know also from the testimonies that when people arrived, they were sometimes told, sign your luggage, because first we'll take you to the shower, then we'll take you to your new house, and then we have to find, we have to return your property. We have to deliver it back to you after the disinfection process. So this is another part of hope.
So Viktor Frankl, guys, the author of Man's Search for Meaning, the book I was telling you guys about, he depicted all the horrible stories in his book, and one of the things he said, one of the most painful things for the guys in the concentration camp was the starvation. He said they couldn't get used to it, and it was what caused them the most pain, even over the beating and the work. So how does this play in the big picture of it all? Of what's going on with Ukraine, the Jews flooding out of Ukraine to Israel?
Well, back then the Jews had nowhere to go. Literally,
when they were fleeing from
in the 40s, there was nowhere for them to. Nobody would take in the Jews.
Right, when Germany attacked.
Correct. There was even the ship of the St. Louis, which was taken off. I can't remember what port it took off from. Sailed all the way to Cuba. They wouldn't accept them.
Okay.
Sailed to the United States. We wouldn't accept them.
Oh yeah.
So in 2 to 3 months, they ended up sailing back to Germany, where they were exterminated.
Oh my gosh. And so now they actually have somewhere to go. Correct.
The Ukrainian Jews, which are fleeing now because of the Ukrainian war, they're coming across in droves, and an organization, for instance, we're just one of many, like Kufi, we've raised money to bring the Jews from Ukraine. They had nowhere to go, so we have raised money for them to be able to get to Israel. And now they have a place to go.
And to make sure this never ever happens again, or even comes remotely close to.
Yeah, they had nowhere to go before. Now they
have a whole country.
Now they got a country to go.
That's amazing.
Documenting
3 million.
Yeah.
It's not a little following.
Sorry that I'm not one of them at that
He's
time.
an actor.
He's an actor.
Yeah. So, but I'm also very passionate about Israel as a nation and the Jewish people. And
wow. What's your name? Sorry, please.
Yeah, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel what?
Bazolich.
Bazolich.
Yeah.
Rafi.
Yeah, Rafi. Hey,
Rafi
nice to meet you. Yeah.
I've got about 100 followers on Instagram.
That's alright.
The more I understand, the more I learn.
The more it doesn't make sense.
The more it doesn't make sense. The more I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Yeah. For Jewish people, the same spirit that was alive and doing these things is coming back again. And it's coming back in a different form. Now it's saying, I'm not against Jewish people, I'm just against Zionism.
Israel, Zionism.
You know? And it's like, they've masked it and they've hidden it, and that's what frustrates me, you know?
Very much.
Now it's time for people like myself who are not Jewish, who have a voice that's not biased in their eyes. I'm like, I'm not doing it because I'm Jewish, I'm not doing it because I'm an Israeli, I'm doing it because I see the truth.
Wow,
you know? So
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Wow. The whole Christian Zionism debate aside, that was just incredible. That's what this is all about. I'm just kind of getting a little grip on it. Christians and Jews coming together Every time I tell a Jew that I'm a Christian, I'm so curious about their culture and about what they went through and about what they're going through now, they have that response, that same response that guy had to Nate. It's like, really? No way. They're just shocked that Christians love them, can love them. And that's a huge problem. And we should be loving them more than anybody else. And you know, I was part of the problem, obviously. Super ignorant, don't know much about the anti-Semitism going on right now, but I definitely plan on learning more about it.
On the floor in the middle at the top, between 4 and 7 people slept on each of those levels.
Juliet, is that you? Yeah, it's definitely Juliet. What is she doing here? If it wasn't clear what Tony was saying earlier about this trip, the whole thing has been set up in such a way to help tell the story of the Jewish people, starting with the Holocaust and ending to, you know, right now. But anyway, that's how this trip is going to unfold. And I'm about to go to Shabbat dinner tonight, and hopefully afterwards I'll get some sleep and be ready for an awesome day tomorrow. Alright guys, don't forget, he loves you. And remember to love each other.